Aries? This is going to be your bi-weekly love check-in. This is for my Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus and the cross watchers. If you guys enjoy this video, do give me a like, throw me a comment, share. It does help out my channel. If you are new here on this channel, we combine my channeling, my tarot with the universal law of assumption, consciousness, manifesting to actually look into your situation with your specific person. And I show you how you can adjust that should you like to. So if that's what you want, then you can stick with me. I also do that in my private sessions, and the info for that is in the description box of the video. If you're looking for a more traditional tarot reader or a psychic, I've also put links to my affiliates there too. Okay, Aries, so we're going to do the usual check-in, a person on your mind. How do they feel about you? Then how do you feel about them? Then the projected potential. I say potential tying into what I was saying earlier, universal law of assumption. Everything exists all at once. Creation is finished. Your desires are meant for you, but everyone in your personal reality is you pushed out. You can experience any version of a person or anyone you want. If you would like to manifest this differently, circumstances, conditions, etc. don't matter. It just requires a shift in your state of being, your identity, your state of consciousness, the version of Aries that you're being, and a reselection from there with your dominant thoughts and assumptions projected out, okay? So you can also check out a course that I've just launched called Shifted, where I take you through all the fundamentals and practical application, and also with respect to how this applies to your SP, your specific person, okay? Should you like to. Otherwise, there's plenty of other content online, guys. And I also have a manifesting playlist, and I like to give you tips as I go with the tarot. All right, Aries, the person on your mind, Judgment card. So they seem to want to have like a rebirth or a revival with you, sort of energy. Maybe a decision needs to be made. I'm going to have a look. Scorpio energy. Let's see. 9 of Wands. Okay, the Temperance card is in the reverse. The King of Cups is in the reverse. So maybe there's a sense of wanting to come through and have some kind of a revival after maybe there's been a bit of a block or a wound between the two of you. Temperance card in the reverse. Someone might have lost their temper. I mean, that can be the case. Or impatience. Like someone got impatient with the other person. I mean, King of Cups in the reverse is, you know, feeling like love, not really trusting the love, or a feeling of like the love's been shut off. Let me have a look. King of Swords is in the reverse. Chariot card's in the reverse. Looks like in this momentary check-in that I've got in the recent perceived past, there's a bit of this wall up, you know, and we've got the Chariot card in the reverse. Could be that it feels like it's not really moving at the moment. There seems to be some kind of a wound. King of Swords in the reverse. Again, it's like trusting it. There could be this kind of questioning whether or not someone's being completely honest or upfront with the other person. So I'm going to get some cards about that. So why do we have Temperance in the reverse? Justice cards in the reverse. The Fool cards in the reverse. There's a lot about this, like things being out of balance, not feeling very ready to kind of take some kind of a leap for the love. Some of you, this is a situation where travel is a factor, and that has put a stop or a block or a wall between the two of you. Maybe some trust issues, questioning each other's motives, or whether the love is there. Some of you, this is a situation where timing seems to have been a factor, because there could be marriage, divorce, legal matters, or even just contracts or immigration or something like that if we've got, you know, distance, etc. So it's created an imbalance and a little bit of hesitation around like taking the leap with one another. Very adjustable, Aries, if it is someone you want, because again, I pointed out conditions and circumstances don't matter. Everything exists right now. So we can shift your awareness off this and go to your end in the now with the version of your being and your thoughts and assumptions. But I'll get to you. There's a 4 of Cups in the reverse with the Ace of Cups. So there's a bit of this rejection thing going on between the two of you, okay? The Oracle cards will also clarify. They want to come out of that. It seems like there's this sort of sense of having to make things right or more balanced between the two of you. Ace of Cups is about new love, renewed love. So I think the emotion is there, but the King of Cups in the recent perceived past, that means like feels the love's shut off. Let me get a little bit more on that Ace of Cups. Yeah, 6 of Swords. It might be due to travel, guys. Like I said, with the 6 of Swords, someone might have moved or relocated. But otherwise, the 6 of Swords would really be about moving into a better direction and having, you know, a new start. But there is this wound. We don't need to focus on it. But yeah, the stresses, anxieties, they want to kind of come out of that. We've got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse with the 4 of Pentacles in the upright. There's something about you know, a feeling in this check-in, guys, and don't make my readings your reading if it's not your reading, okay? And if it is, we adjust it. But like there's a feeling of not really being invested in the situation, okay? Like there was a foundation, but then it just kind of stopped moving. Again, that could be due to moving, relocation, or unfinished business outside of the connection, so the timing factor, okay? But Four of Pentacles, it's like there's an element of still kind of wanting to hold on to one another with this Ace of Cups. I mean, Four of Pentacles, it's like this feeling of holding on but holding back quite a lot. Nine of Wands, that could have caused impatience. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, they seem to want to, Aries, like turn things for the better. I mean, I want to see why the King of Swords came out in the reverse for the overall. Page of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's something about just King of Swords in the reverse. I mean, it doesn't have to be so heavy, but it's the Shadow King of Swords, so it's a lot of withholding, not being very clear. And this person seems to want to have like a new start that's more honest, clear. Page of Wands, and there's a conversation brewing, and a Page of Wands is a communication. There's been a lot of holding back maybe on the direction. I mean, Chariot card in the reverse is like it just feels like it's just stopped moving. And there's impatience around that, okay? Now, Aries, I mean, either way, they still want to talk to you. I don't think this person's like gone, but there's this hesitation or this wall. Now, we don't need to focus on that, Aries, because we're not trying to fix the person where they've shown up and they seem guarded and you're guarded and all of that. We would just step into version of Aries where we're like, we have an amazing connection. They love being with me. I mean, if you want them, I would let go if there's stuff that needs to be made right. If you're focused on that, like a sense of justice or whatever, and there's all this fear around that, well, they can come in, but then you might just keep re-experiencing circumstances, conditions. If it's timing, like this whole thing around impatience and things not moving, well, it doesn't have to be like that. You could just say, I have what I want now. The person's showing up perfectly for me right now, okay? I mean, Page of Wands, Ace of Swords, communication. Maybe also this is about new perspectives, wanting to take things in a new direction. Also perhaps new perspective that like holding back too much and not being more open has created a wound, okay? And it could be that there's difficulties with the communication, that of course trust issues or misinterpretation with the communication. Ace of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. There's an honest conversation coming through, okay? Tell me more about this Four of Pentacles. Yeah, that to clarify, Five of Swords. So there's a little bit of insecurity and there's been clashing and there's been clashing in tension. Like, are we even on the same page? Are we speaking the same language? Like literally you could have had verbal clashes, or, you know, things could go cold because someone could get frustrated, say something, someone else could withdraw. I mean, King of Swords in the reverse, I don't love terms like avoidance, guys. That is one state of consciousness. That is one version, okay? So if you classify anxious, avoidant, or that kind of thing, then that is your reality. That's a version of a person and a connection, so you can shift it. Sorry to those that are new that don't understand the law yet and how it operates through you, okay? You as the operant power and how you're experiencing things, but there's a tension here, and so there could have been a bit of this push-pull and a wound and impatience and questioning the love because of communication, not really trusting. I mean, I'm sorry, Aries, I know that that sounds all like not that nice, but you don't have to say, oh, what a negative reading, because if you want it, like in this very moment, we can actually just shift and take awareness of the shit that you don't like, if you want them, okay, Aries? So I'm gonna look at you. They're not like gone. There's a conversation, communication. Also could be a flirty communication, right? But like there's still this hesitancy, it seems. Ace of Swords is like maybe making a plan as well. But if you're, you know, Aries, if this feels slow, like, you know, I mean, two aces on the table is new start. But if you feel like there's a block and it still feels like it's going to take time due to either a dynamic between the two of you or like making a plan, like distance-wise, etc., or if there is like legal matters or something connected to that Justice card, like I said, you would just not make it a thing. You would just think from your end, like I said, not wishing and hoping for the end, because that's a state also, guys. Waiting for someone is a state. It's an identity. You need to be like, no, it's like this now, you know? Okay, so 5 of Pentacles is in the reverse, 3 of Wands, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, Aries, with the King of Cups in the reverse. How do you feel? There's a match and then there's a shadow aspect, okay? So there's something about, you know, not really trusting the love. I think that at one point in the recent perceived, it's like maybe sometimes this looks like you guys are very emotionally connected and then it just like goes the other way, you know, because a King of Cups and a Queen of Cups in the upright is really beautiful energy, okay? It's very nurturing, it's love. There seems to be this sense of having, you know, the waiting. There's something about impatience and timing and readiness to really go for it in this check-in, guys. And that's caused a coldness between the two of you. And Aries, it looks like Queen of Cups, you know, you do feel like there's love. So there's this waiting. I'm going to get more. 4 of Wands doesn't look like a commitment. So guys, if you are in a commitment, then this is not like your reading and that's okay. If you want commitment, Aries, if you want the 4 of Wands, because this is about house and home, marriage, stability, etc. And there's this waiting. Well, like I've already explained, get out of the waiting game and just go to your end in your mind, not chasing, stalking. Guys, there's a massive difference. We're never pushing the 3D, that is expired awareness and old news, okay? So if you want it, then you would just be like, because this is also about future vision. 4 of Wands, and now the Fool card and the Page of Wands, guys, and the 8 of Wands. So here we have Page of Wands, and then we've got the Fool in the reverse. So there's been this kind of wound or impatience around like taking that leap of faith to go for it, maybe for something really stable and committed. Whether that is seemingly because one person was like, no, I'm just not ready. In one perceived, guys, moment by moment we can shift. But if you hold on to this whole thing, this way things can seemingly just keep going round and round or seem very slow. It's like, oh, that person's not ready. We fixate on something that was said that was a projection or all these conditions or circumstances when they can shift and do a 180 with you. But like the Fool card would be about taking a leap, a conversation, taking things in a new direction. You both have Page of Wands, which is flirty and cute, but there's some kind of a like feeling cold about, you know, is this stable? You want to talk to them, Aries. So, you know, I mean, look, I feel like they want to talk to you and there is love. They want to renew it. They want that emotion again. There's just like, why don't we not focus on this wall and this wound and all of like the things that might, you know, you have to pay attention to your mind and like the sneaky conditions, assumptions, etc., where you're focusing. You're like, well, they are reaching out, but then they only said this because they said that last time and that conversation we had and these are the issues and whatever. Like you literally just need to cut the shit out and just think from the end, right? Yeah, because there's a 7 of Wands in the reverse. You're not sure about whether to persist. So I think you are talking to this person, Aries. It's just like it's stopped moving in the right direction. From their perspective, it looks like. Now, they're not a robot, but their thoughts and assumptions, their thoughts, their feelings, and how they show up for you will change when you change your thoughts and assumptions that you're projecting. It's like you're in a different version, okay? Not like taking this version, it's not manipulation. You literally, they're receiving your thoughts, okay? And they will act on them, no matter what was perceived before, guys. Seriously, we've got the Knight of Swords, so that can be a bit erratic communication. Some of you, yeah, it goes a bit stop-start. Maybe it gets harsh. I said to you, someone might get impatient, okay? So there's there's a bit of defensive energy maybe. So there's like a wall or a guardedness. It can come in, the communication seems like when it's good, it's nice, and there seems to be an element of love in this check-in, but then questioning the love and then withdrawal. I'm going to get oracles, but it's very like easy for you to tweak this if you want it. I mean, the Sun card from the Morgan Greer's beautiful energy, it's a couple. Okay, so, you know, if you want to take this in a new direction and you do, maybe you don't like this version, partly you think this person makes you very happy, partly you think that there's been a lot of waiting, there's cold, hot, cold, guys, hot and cold. You can get out of hot and cold very easily and you can shift if you just persist with, you know, discipline with your mind holding it dominantly in the assumption, no, they're so consistent, we have a perfect relationship. Like, look at this card. If that's what you want, then it's available to you. So you don't need to torture yourself waiting for someone to change. We just know one to change itself. So Knight of Swords, so it's been a bit erratic, and there's a Five of Swords in the reverse from a different deck. You both have it. So there's been clashing intention on the way forward, communication issues. Are we on the same page? If that's the thing, I would say our communication is amazing. If you feel like they go in and out, you'd be like, they're blowing up my phone 24/7. We're so happy. We're better than ever. We have a perfect relationship. You can do real vision as well. You can be like, we've always been perfect. Oh my God, we're amazing. If you feel like there's circumstances that are in the way, I would take complete awareness off them. Like, just scrap them and just make it clean. Oh, we're so beautiful together. If you want a relationship, you'll be like, no, they're committed to me. If you want marriage, you can say, oh, we're going to get married. It's happening. They want me and only me. You guys need to decide what feels natural. Stick to it, and you will see, if you persist, that you will get the result, okay? I've got Libra energy, Cancer energy, Sag energy, Aquarius. I mean, there's the sense of now you want to like go for it. Okay, the Fool card. I mean, maybe there's been a bit of like, yeah, not being very upfront with one another, and then reactivity. So then it feels like a risk to really go for it with one another because there's lack of trust. So it could be just communication issue and a dynamic. Now, like I said, a dynamic, you can completely just let go of that dynamic and change how you assume this person shows up. Okay, and project differently. So let me see what this person wants with you, Aries. Okay, so it says self-appreciation, self-worth and value. I mean, separation, thinking about you, uncertain future. There's something, this King of Cups in the reverse, there's something about questioning, because there's self-indulgence, right? There could be this kind of energy, first of all, with that Justice card in the reverse, like it's been a bit out of balance, and it's had, you know, this kind of theme of not really feeling valued, and maybe that's challenged, that's the wound. Okay, Temperance card would also be about healing. So there's some unhealed shit, but if we focus on that, this needs time because healing needs to be done between the two of you or outside or whatever, then you're just gonna get more and more validation of that. So they're thinking about you, uncertain future is what I said, you know. Yeah, see the butterfly, evolving in growth, healing inner child, releasing the past. So in the recent perceived past, you both have some wound. You're not really trusting each other. They are you pushed out, guys, so you can have it differently. But, you know, if there's a sense of like healing needs to take place or healing in a child, I mean, if there's been marriage, divorce, legal matters, etc., that could also be a cycle. You know, there's a rejection wound. Someone could be trying to release that. But then you're focusing again on all these conditions. So take the focus off them, focus on you, and then focus on them from that place. That's what I go through in the course, guys. Shifted first, ultimate self-concept, I am that I am, which is consciousness, awareness of being, then the identity work. I'm the version of Aries that I have all the love. You know, anyone I want loves me, adores me, I'm deserving, I'm worthy, all that kind of stuff. And then you can absolutely have a different version of a person, because there's separation, uncertain, but missing you, okay, with passion, and then clarity and truth, guys, revelations, honor and protection, determination. They want to have an honest conversation with you. There is passion. You both have Page of Wands. There's flirty, there's attraction and chemistry. What else do we have? An engagement ring, higher commitment, eternity, partnership and union. You know, that's the thing. There's been this impatience and this sense of waiting, and then that's caused frustration. So in this current momentary check-in, there's a wanting to release the past and get very clear. And, you know, they see, I feel the potential, because, you know, you've got that Four of Wands in the reverse, and that's like the thing, the contentious point, like not being ready to really maybe commit or whatever. They might want to have a conversation with you about that. Look at this clock, needing time right after that, guys. Get off the divine timing track if you wanted, Aries, okay? I also, Aries, if you don't feel ready, but you still want this person to show up differently, it's your fucking reality, and there's infinite realities. Guys, you can also say, of course they're crazy about me, they can't get enough of me, if you just want passion, or we're so on the same page, you know. And if you feel like this person's so impatient, then you'll be like, no, the opposite. You'll be like, oh my God, they're so patient. They're so like, you know, however you want them to be, guys, for real. We've got mirror, introspection, wounds, reflection, because I don't know, guys. I mean, there's something about this back and forth between the two of you and the timing and the impatience. So let's get off that. There is no time gap. You can close the time gap by being in the now. So from this moment, guys, this is not a fortune telling. These are like reflections of past awareness and one version. So you can just take awareness off the parts that are not serving your end, which is in the now, the version of Aries, thinking from that end. How does that version think about said specific person and your connection, right? In that identity. Okay, guys? I mean, look, page of wands. I think you're talking to this person. I think that there's a wanting to clarify things, so tweak it how you like. And I do hope that that guided some of you and resonated for some of you. It doesn't have to be from everyone. And I'm sending you guys like tons and tons of love. And I will check in with you in 2 weeks' time.